this song, it did the things and it's still doing the things. This is one person who touch a craft like a very serious song. You go out, I think, every time he releases, now he releases quality. But as he called up Posidana, we have a guest that's promised. We have Mr. Mbongisani Dube. Yeah, it's all the way from the organization, but ORNA, ORNA. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna tell us which bazelini nabazoyenzani kwenzakalani, and one thing that I'm happy about is that what into abayenza involves, these youngsters, involve a youth kakhulu, particularly now because we're closing the youth month. And remember what I said earlier when I said even though the youth month iyaphela akusho ukuthi kuphela impact eniyenzayo as a youth out there. It's a continuous thing, it's an everyday thing, but because sicontrola isikhathi kwezinye izinto, you were given the whole month. So now when you might, yes, something else, but you guys impact eniyenzayo a positive, that how much changes and it's something that has to be a continuous thing. Why continue being an inspiration. And Yamazi wanted to I'm gonna let our guest as introduce it, and then we get to talk about a little bit of what they do.
Uncle T Yabona for Usipi Chumale, so it is stated about.
Yeah.
And the city is so cool, city youth man.
Yeah.
And youth man I paid.
I paid.
Because the energy I paid.
Yeah, man, that's true.
The reason why here actually and Soweto is because we're here to teach abantu bethu.
Yes.
Here on the ground. And we've been privileged to be able to work with abantu bethu, Soweto Gospel Choir.
Oh yes.
And I'm working on an EP, which album, which is History of House. And from that, we've been able to engage abantu across Southern Africa as well. And now what we're doing, as we are closing the youth month, we've got one last one. We've got one last one with our children that is going to be launched on Monday.
Oh.
And then Monday 15 days to submit their remixes. And the winners, versus 300 US, they get 50% royalties. So you push it from 5.
Yeah.
And in that, they also get a chance to be actually on the album. And what we're doing is access to e-market. And one of the problems that we always get into Mazambulo Abantwana and Abantwana kunabantu bami-first engiyabasebenzayo asengiba-investa yiyo but i-talent ihlezi ekhaya. So our job is to bring light to Southern Africa.
Wow.
And the Wika military ORNA comes from one of our ancient African languages, which means radiance. So we're here to ORNA. Yes, to bring light to our country.
Man, this is exciting. Basically, I'm hearing all of those things that you're talking about. And you're talking about people winning. Serious. But yeah, before we even sing it deep. Back to the real reason why you hear about the ORNA and Yemen. Earlier on you were talking about your involvement, everything that you guys are doing, and also you mentioned and you worked with the Soweto Gospel Choir.
Yes.
Which is one of the ladies over there posted here. I actually worked with them. I'm the first one to actually record my own studio when I opened my studios. I think it was in 2014. So she was still young. She was about, how old was she? Was she 19? She was very young, but she's a very powerful singer.
Yeah, well, that's when
she's a very powerful singer. And all those kind of things. I saw that and I was excited. I was like, okay. I did not want to say it to her, but hey, I know that girl. I said, it doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. But yeah, man, it's most of the things. More people are participants at that time. Like Mad, the guy who's actually running the show, actually from the same church. He was the guy who played keyboards, and now I'm playing keyboards at church. When I joined, he Preacher of Christ. He was the guy who was praying there, and he always said this thing because he studied music, and his passion has always been about music. That's why I was not even surprised when he got there, and within a short space of time, he became the main man. It did not catch me by surprise. So many people who are there, I actually know them, and it's a very small one.
So it's a pleasure speaking to you, my brother.
Yeah.
So it's about in the beginning.
It's one of those things. This is anything that has to do with giving back and making sure other people grow, particularly these young ones, because they definitely need abantu ukuthi they want to be some sort of there's this thing in Tanguisho, there's a difference between a baba onomntwana baba who's there, who's actively involved. It's the same thing. You can be a role model for these young ones, but when you are an actively involved role model, it's even better. It's even better because now they can see, they can touch, they can talk to you. You understand? Unlike admiring you from a distance, like they are hearing you. If Apumenje, then you are immediately able to say, and you are able to share your stories with them.
And there's even as you're going daily base,
And so I get the feeling this is what you guys are doing.
No, you've got that right. You've got that right. It's about hand-holding.
Yeah,
it's not even hand-holding. We call it, you said it well, Sikamba now. And as we're going, we're learning from their problems. We're trying to tackle some of the things that our teams, if we don't get an opportunity, why go for the games and our father China, man? That's why they want to take their music. They're not even thinking clubs. So when I mean them CGG, so they're also showing us what has to get up. But as well as senior and so what we do is we ORNA Create is focused on the creative sector. So we ORNA is split into two. So we've got ORNA Create and ORNA Innovate. ORNA Create is focused on music, fashion and fine art. Innovate is focused on energy, agriculture, Internet of Things. And what we're doing there is we're targeting youth with students about business. We're teaching them how to be entrepreneurial while honing on the talent down. And the way we were able to do that whole thing of working together was a good friend of mine which is the alumni. I say Mbongisani. But during COVID was traveling in America, in Berlin. 1212 Dennis White, my partner who in Detroit. He then is just going to buy a t-shirt there and was like, yes, so that's a project A, and I haven't been able to speak to no black person about this history of house project as a Soweto Gospel Choir. Now I'm connected with that. And my brother's like, I know one guy that just at the moment who connected me. And it was fine enough, I was supposed to just do an album art. And then I said to daughter, from my probably won't change there, years. I think you might need to switch that. The album art, we'll try it, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is you can't make house music without black people involved. Because this is African drums. This is the beat of nature. So from that, he was like, how to break Abandona March, how do we help them catapult themselves in like 2 years. And then we then decided we're going to take certain tracks from the album and open them up to Abandona. And the whole idea and aspect of it was, as we're doing this, we're trying to get an opportunity So you've got this project was already out of Ukraine States in February. We had Usipe Tobeka, Cape Town, Elanga, yes. And he's an amazing young man, but Ingome literally made it very short, quick, during those quick submissions, and it's played on the Grammys. you've got our dramatic boys. These guys, they managed to get Ingoma Yabo Good Life on the it was number one on the gospel charts on Spotify for 3 weeks. Yeah, and then for Fano Opuma Namibia, getting nominations in Europe, Amsterdam. So what just in the space of one track and us doing some partnerships into that, we're able to do an Australian who's willing Simfage Masu. And for us, that is how we work with them all the time. And we launch these every 3 months. So we just finished another one with our friends at There Is the Light. This is a record label in LA that is focused on EDM music. And from there, they gave us a track called Footsteps. So it's even the tracks that they were getting, and I want to be able to talk about the footsteps of our ancestors and be able to share that with our sounds and all. You know. So we're very excited to be able to in these areas. And our goal is to grow this, partner with local individuals and stations like yourself, so that our even if they know they can walk in and just register, so that they can get these opportunities. You know, and you guys are the ones who are actually on the ground, in touch with the land. So even doing surveys and understanding which how can we make it better. These are the things we're also trying to learn from you guys who are holding the fort. But Mr. T, that is a little bit of a nutshell of what we're trying to do.
I mean, that's fantastic, man. It's fantastic. The opportunities that you are actually creating for these young ones. We need a lot more people who are doing, you know, well, in different spheres, but be able to impact people positively and make sure that, you know, the mindset. Because if you cannot capture the mind, it's a problem. It's a problem because when a lost mind it's literally a lost generation. But that's not what we want, because if you catch them whilst they're still young and you put them into such programs where they do this positive, it becomes a ripple effect of some sort, because now they're gonna look, they are heads and shoulders above their peers, which they are not in that space. But then again, it becomes easier for them to bring them into their space to say, I'm happy. This is where my focus is at. If you want analysis or as push it, you know, and it becomes unlike we have this juvenile delinquents and that's not what we want. We want to impact the society, say, to positively. And one of the things is to see their right. It's when balungiswa basasebancane. You understand? Because at times it becomes very difficult when you try and sort our issues while they're not even going to hear you. Because now they'll be telling you about their experience from that time. Exactly. So now, you know, there's a saying in Soweto or Setswana, you know, once they're still young, you can be able to train them and guide them into. So it's even scriptural. You know, you know, it's I'm just gonna paraphrase it. Teach them whilst they're still young, so that at the days when they are old, exactly. You know, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, and I think, because I look at many other things that are happening, you know, I would sit and think, had these opportunities been around, maybe it is, but at the very same time I'm thinking, I might think however that I'm thinking, but Guru was always in control and in charge, and I had to be in this space so that I can witness this and be able to bring it back and plant somehow. You know, back when, you know, like back, making sure I contribute now positively in some way or another. This is such a platform where, you know, where I can be sitting here and when I'm looking at myself, I'm thinking I'm crazy, I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to the masses basically, and somebody else. It might be 2 or 3 people who are changing. It's very important.
Yes.
Because those 2 or 3 people can change all the people. You know, that's how it goes. And what you are doing, I commend you guys for what you are doing.
No, thank you.
I commend you guys, and you know, my prayer is may it continue to grow. You know, larger scale to a point where, well, it can be stopped.
Yes.
It can be stopped because it's something that is positive.
Exactly.
Keep growing and keep look. And partly when we just way further, you spoke about. It's in 2 parts. There's a creative sides where the creative side, the music and many other, maybe your graphic, Then there's this other part where you're treating them. You spoke about the energy. You spoke about farming.
Yes.
You spoke about it. I'm more interested in that one. So when you speak of energy, what are you talking about? Are you talking about your soul, or what is it? Yeah.
So when we're saying energy,
yeah,
we're in a very interesting time.
Yeah.
We're in an interesting time where we can create the new Rockefellers, because there are new sectors that are opening.
Yep, true.
And what we're looking at is the youth have got the energy and they understand innovation. Yeah, well. So we work very closely with, actually in September we're going to be having in Itagwini Global Youth Summit in partnership with India, focused on innovation. And the whole idea is we'll have Abantwana from South Africa explaining what they are seeing, buzzing together from India, sharing that knowledge already.
Fantastic.
And the whole idea is we're trying to help Abantwana now already to collaborate with other companies and get products in. So that even my dream is, even as we're teaching them, so I just go put them a create now, go home. No one will stop you, but people will also think about it. But if you keep doing that type of thinking, that's how you're seeing spaces like Cape Town growing, because they don't care that it's rural. You know, Tina, sometimes we forget what is now. But what are we going to do? It's but we're trying to get them back. So energy, for them to do energy, they need land and space to do ORNA Create. So and agriculture is also around food.
Yeah.
Food control. If you think about it, how many black-owned products, even in sugar, how many of that is black-owned? Very few.
Man, I feel like I could sit with you and talk for hours. But that's one thing that we're gonna do. Even after this whole thing, we'll keep engaging, we'll keep talking, we'll have the meetings where we talk about many other things and try to map out how we can collaborate and anything that is positive. We welcome it right here on Soweto FM, and now you are part of the family. You are part of Soweto Family Media, and man, thank you so much for showing up and being here on time as well. That's a very important thing for me, particularly. Thank you guys so much, and man, we will talk. I don't think this is the last.
No.
We engage with you guys, and this is only but just the beginning.
The beginning
of many things to come.
Yes.
This is how we're signing off, and man, thank you so much. Let's take senior old, but all in you. That was Mr. Dube. If I was now you know. Soweto FM, right here, that's what the favorite Uncle T. We're coming back right after this. Do enjoy.
Heart to Heart with Uncle T.